Hey you guys, my name is Abby from Artbhitec and here's my YouTube channel. I can't believe that I'm really doing this, but this is not gonna be my first ever video. As a matter of fact, this channel has been here for like 8 years or something. When I was in junior high school, when I was trying so hard to be Bethany Moda, you know. But this is certainly going to be my first ever crochet tutorial. So first I came up with this bucket hat and then this, which is going to be our tutorial today. Alright, before we start, be sure to subscribe to this silly little channel first so that you're supporting me. For this bucket hat, you're able to purchase the pattern in the link on my description box, as well as this earmuffs, because I know some of you guys like patterns better than tutorials. Let's get started. Here are the stuff that you will need: yarn, scissors, and some hooks. I forgot to put my glue guns and stuffings, but yeah, you will also need them. We want to start creating, so first grab your fuchsia yarn. Using your 5mm hook, create a slip knot and chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is going to be our turning chain. And we want to start creating 4 half double crochets. First stitch going into the second chain from the hook. If you have no idea of how to make a chain or a half double crochet, then learn. No, I'm kidding. I will put a link either in the description box or I will just put it somewhere on the video. Anyways, that's the last half double crochet of this row, so at this point you will have 4 half double crochets. Chain 1, turn over, and starting from this row until the 8th row, you are going to half double crochet increase in every first and last stitch of the row. So here's my half double crochet increase, and for the next 2 half double crochets I'm working 1 half double crochet each. And since this is the last half double crochet of the row, I am going to put 2 half double crochets, which is an increase. For the next row, repeat the same process. Chain 1, turn over, and half double crochet increase to the first and the last stitch of the row. There you go, 2 half double crochets to the same stitch, and 4 half double crochets to the next 4 stitches, and then another increase, half double crochet increase. Now you should have gotten the idea, so chain 1, turn over, and then 2 half double crochets in the first and the last stitch, and for the remaining stitches you will just put 1 half double crochets. So I am doing a half double crochet to each of the 6 stitches and a half double crochet increase to the last stitch. You may pause the video until you reach the 8th row. Here's the formula and I will see you there. Here's the last half double crochet increase of row 8. So that's how it should look like. For the next 32 rows, we will be doing a single half double crochet to each of the stitches. As usual, start with chain 1, turn over, and do the half double crochets. It should reach the tip of your ear, so the number of rows are actually up to you. But I think 32 rows is like the standard, so I'm just going to make it 32. There you go, my last half double crochet of row 40. This is how it should look like. To create the narrow part, we're going to decrease our half double crochet rows. I'm pretty sure you remember that we made increases for our first and last half double crochets earlier. So now we are going to do that, but we're gonna decrease instead of increasing. chain 1, turn over, make a half double crochet decrease, yarn over, insert your hook and pull up a loop, and insert your hook to the next stitch, pull up a loop, and yarn over, pull through all loops on your hook. That's how you create a half double crochet decrease. Go on and make 14 half double crochets. When you got 2 stitches left, create another half double crochet decrease. So same process, yarn over, insert your hook to the next stitch, pull up a loop, insert your hook to the next stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all loops on your hook. Repeat, chain 1, turn over, make a half double crochet decrease, more half double crochets, and when you have 2 stitches left on your row, you want to create another half double crochet decrease. Here I am on row 47, and I'm gonna do my last half double crochet decrease. There you go, I have 4 half double crochets on this row, looking good so far. Now moving on to the ribbing. The idea is to make double crochets all around. Start with chain 3 and then double crochet to the side of your row or your first row. There you go, and more double crochets to the next side rows. You don't really have to count how many double crochets you're doing, but just don't skip any rows. Continue doing so until you reach your chain 3 again. Oh, by the way, you also have to put a double crochet on 4 of the half double crochets. And then double crochet to the side of rows again until you meet the chain 3. I have slip stitched to the top of chain 3, and now I'm ready to start the next row. On this row, you're gonna chain 3 and do front post and back post double crochet all around. To do a front post double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook like so, pull up a loop just like how you're usually doing a double crochet, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Moving on to back post double crochet, same method, but insert your hook from the back side of your stitch, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through 2 loops just like how you usually do a double crochet. Do that back and forth, and then you will see that the ribbing will start forming. So just continue doing that, but with the 4 double crochets on top, you just want to do a regular 4 double crochets because these 4 stitches will be where the straps come from, so we don't want any ribbings on it. After doing so, continue making front and back post double crochets all around until again you meet the 4 stitches on top for the straps. Just do 4 regular double crochets. Here's me doing 4 double crochets, regular double crochets again on the other side. Slip stitch into the chain 3 to end the row. Alright, done with the ribbing. This is how it should look like. If you want to add more ribbings, it's completely up to you, but I think I'm good with this ribbings, just for 2 rows. Now onto the strap part, you want to continue where you left off, chain 2, turn over, make a double crochet. By the way, the 2 chains doesn't count as a double crochet. And then make 3 more double crochets on the stitches that you didn't make ribbings on. And there you have it, 4 double crochets. And continue making rows of it. Chain 2, turn over, make 4 double crochets for another 10 rows, I'd say, or it's completely up to you actually. You can just try putting on your piece to see if it's long enough for you. "16 rows done. I'm quite happy with the length, so I'm stopping here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna chain 1 and fasten off, cut off the yarn. Let's continue making the other strap. Take your yarn, make a slip knot. Insert it into the first stitch of the 4 double crochets. Chain 2, 1 double crochet into the same stitch, and 3 more double crochets to the next 3 stitches. Just like the previous strap, make more rows by chaining 2, turn over, make 4 double crochets. Repeat the same process for the same amount of rows as you did on the previous strap. Done with my second strap, so again I'm chaining 1, fasten off, and I will cut off the yarn. Here we are. This is our earmuffs. I really like how it looks like. I mean, now if you don't want to make the details and all, you can actually wear it as it is. But of course, since this is a Saiki earmuff, then I'm gonna continue giving the tutorial. So, take your cotton yarn. I suggest to pick something sturdier rather than milk cotton. And we're gonna make a slip knot. And using our 3.5mm hook, we want to insert our hook to that slip knot, chain 2, and in this first row we're just gonna make an increase. So on the second chain from the hook, just put 2 single crochets on it. Second row, chain 1, turn over, do 2 single crochets. So we will end up with the same amount of stitches that we have on the previous row. There you go. Next row, we're gonna chain 1, turn over, and in the first stitch, we're doing 1 single crochet increase. So 2 single crochet in the same stitch, and then 1 single crochet into the next stitch. So we will end up with 3 single crochets. Chain 1, turn over, and do a single crochet to each of the 3 single crochets. So no increase at all, just 3 single crochets. Again, since this is an odd row, chain 1, turn over, we're gonna do an increase. So single crochet increase into the first stitch and more single crochets to the next single crochets. And then for single crochets on the next row, of course, we're gonna start with chain 1 and turn over. The triangle will be starting to form by now, so you want to keep on doing the same process. Here's the formula until you have 6 stitches on your row. Here's my last stitch of row 10. There you go, a triangle. Now we want to chain 1 and leave a tail so that we can sew the triangle later on, and then cut off yarn. So this triangle that we just made will be the base of our antenna, as you can see right here. So now we're gonna make the green part of it with this yarn, also a sturdy cotton yarn. Still with our 3.5mm hook, we first want to make a slip knot, and the method will be just like how we made the white triangle, like the antenna base. So chain 2 and then single crochet increase to the second chain from the hook. So yeah, continue doing the exact same steps, but we will stop after the 6th row. When you're done, chain 1, leave a tail, and cut off yarn. Moving on to the antenna stick, we're also using the white yarn. Make a magic ring with our 3.5mm hook. That's our magic ring. And create 1 chain. And now 5 single crochets into the magic ring. There it is. Now pull the tail to make it tight. Now on to the next round. We will single crochet front loop only into the next stitch. It might be a little bit tricky, but it's fine, because the goal is you want to make this antenna stick really firm so that later on the antenna will stand straight. Continue making single crochets, front loop only, for the next 4 stitches. By the way, if you're not used to it, you may use stitch markers. So just mark every first single crochet of the round so that you won't miss. Okay, now you want to make sure that the right side is not being flipped inwards. From round 3 to round 5, you just want to put a single crochet into 5 of the stitches. So not on the back loop, not on the front loop, just regular 5 single crochets. If you're struggling with it, it's completely normal, but my tip is just hold on to the tail of the magic ring so that it helps you when you're pulling out and yarning over. I don't know, somehow it helps me, so you can try. And see, the stick is starting to form, so you just have to make it taller. When you're done, slip stitch to the first stitch of round 5. And you want to leave a tail for sewing and cut off yarn. It should look like that, and you may notice that there are 2 strands of yarn now. We want to take the tail, which is the shorter one, where the magic ring came from, and we want to use a bigger hook to kind of like push it through the hole. This will work as the little stuffing for our stick, and it might be a little bit tricky because once you insert your hook inside, it could like pull out the yarn again, so just do it slowly. There you have it. It's all stuffed. Moving on to the ball. Grab your pink milk cotton yarn, and I'm gonna use my 4mm hook again. Make a magic ring. Chain 1. Now, do 6 single crochets into the magic ring. There you go, and as per usual, pull out the tail to make it tighter. For round 2, just single crochet increase all around. So per 1 stitch, you will put 2 single crochets. Again, if you feel like you can't focus on counting, just use stitch markers to help. On to the next round. In the first stitch, put a single crochet, and in the next stitch, do a single crochet increase. Repeat that 5 more times, and you'll end up with 18 stitches. Round 3 done. For round 4, put a single crochet onto the next 2 stitches, then create a single crochet increase onto the next stitch. You want to repeat that 5 more times, and you'll end up with 24 stitches. Alright, we won't do any increase anymore. Instead, for the next 3 rounds, we will just put a single crochet into each of the stitches. So that means 24 single crochets per round. And I will see you again after I have finished my 7th row. So, half of the ball has been formed. We want to start decreasing our ball from now on, so 2 single crochets, and then make a single crochet decrease. So insert your hook to the front loop of your next stitch. Again, insert your hook to the front loop of the next stitch and yarn over, pull through 2 stitches. Again, yarn over, pull through 2 stitches. That's how you decrease. There you go. Onto the next row, you want to do another decrease, but this time you just want to do one single crochet before that. So one single crochet and then one decrease. Repeat the same steps 5 more times and then you'll end up with 18 stitches for this row. Since the hole is getting smaller, we want to insert some stuffings inside of our ball. Don't forget to make sure that your magic ring is tight enough, because right after you put your stuffing in, you can no longer pull that. Alright, this is our last row. We are going to do 6 decreases. That is 1 decrease. We're gonna do the next one. 2 decreases and repeat that for 4 more times. Doing our last decrease stitch. And you can see that the hole is getting really small. That'll be a space for our stick to stick. So we want to slip stitch into the next stitch and leave some tail for sewing. Grab your sewing needle because I'm going to show you how to sew your antennas, starting from the ball and also the stick first. So you want the closed part of the stick to be put inside of the hole. And then insert your needle to the side of the stitch. So as you can see, it's not on top of it, but actually on the side of the stitch. And then to the front loop of the next stitch of your ball. And then to the side of the stitch on the stick again. So do it back and forth until you reach the first stitch. This will be our last front loop of the ball that we sew. Tying that up a bit, and we need to hide the yarn tail, like the leftover. So insert your sewing needle to the next stitch, or wherever basically. You just want to hide the excess yarn. Remember not to pull it too tight so that the ball form will not be changed. Then you want to take your scissors and cut off that excess yarn. I don't know about you, but this is my favorite part of the whole piece. I just really like how it looks. We will use our glue gun starting from now on and glue on the green base. You can actually jump onto sewing directly, so you don't have to glue them first, but I prefer to just glue it beforehand so that it's more secure. Now glue the antenna. You don't have to go crazy with this. I suggest to just glue in the middle without going over the front loop so that it won't be hard for you to sew. And then place it right in the middle of the leftover white part. There. There you go. One antenna done. You want to leave it for a bit so that the glue will be firmer. Firmer, is that even a word? Once they've set, you want to sew each piece with the yarn tail, starting with the triangle. Just go back and forth like so. There you have it. And now moving on to the stick. Same method, just sew back and forth to the front loops. Once you're done, you will be left with a lot of tails underneath your triangle. So what I like to do is make double knots on each tail with the help of my hook so that those tails won't slip anymore. And then cut off those yarns. So these knots will be later on glued under the antenna. Once you have a pair of antennas ready, you want to grab your earmuff and place a marker of where you want to put your antennas on. I find it easier to do it while wearing my earmuff, so I know exactly where to put those. Grab your glue gun and try to hide every tails underneath. Don't forget that this tail is used to sew your antennas after you stick them. When the antennas are on, just sew them back and forth, just like how I showed you before. And if you're diligent enough, weave the ends. And congratulations! Now you're the super powerful, quirky, weirdo pink psychic. Woohoo! This will forever be my pride, my joy, you know. I'm really happy. Let me know what you think of this tutorial so that I can improve my next videos, and I'll see you next time. Dadah!